Well, folks, you're all certainly welcome back to the channel. Keith here from Commander Hoops. This your first time viewing the channel. Please do like and subscribe. We've had so many Celtic podcasts in the last 24 hours, doing the prediction videos, talking about the Glasgow Derby tomorrow, half 12 kickoff against Rangers, a game which will make and break going into the second half of the season. Look, we haven't been on the greatest form in the last 3 months. Let's be honest, dropping points, the silly teams, stupid defending, and we're starting to pick up a bit of form. Good win against Dundee away at Dens Park on Boxing Day. And this is a home game. They have no away fans, and the ball's in their court. At the end of the day, they have two games in hand, which is one of them against us. And if we can build momentum, is by beating them in our own stadium, in front of our own fans. Yes, they've won the League Cup. Yes, they get rewarded penalties in every single game at this rate. 76 penalties since 2016 in Scottish football. Madness. Absolute madness. I don't know the stat how many penalties they've actually conceded against them. Not many, probably about less than a handful at this rate, but it's about doing the job tomorrow. The good news is Rio Atate and Liala Bada are available for selection, which is fantastic news. We haven't seen Liel Abada since the start of September. Rio Atate, he's been on and off with injuries. And it's great to see him back since the end of October. And it gives us more a dynamic. These are two players that scored against Rangers in the past. Rio scored against them twice in that 3-0 game, and Abada scored that night as well. Abada scored against them last season as well. So it's great to have him back on the right flank. I think we look quite vulnerable on that flank. I know Maeda has come back from injury recently, and James has been playing there, Mikey's been playing there, and sometimes we played Palmer the odd time switching wingers, and Yang has played there as well. So this is all or nothing, to be honest with you, because if they were to take a draw off us tomorrow, the momentum will be with them. They have that game in hand. They're going to be fresh after not playing that game against Ross County midweek. It was postponed, so their energy levels will be up. And look, they're coming off a League Cup win. They're coming off doing well in Europe, and this is about getting their house in order. People are questioning Brendan Rodgers' tactics are not up to standard. Is it boring football? The pace of the football. If we could go out there and score an early goal tomorrow, I'm sure we can blow these apart. Honestly, I think we could just blow this game apart. And what I mean by that is 2 or 3 nil. I think we're a better team than Rangers. Not because I'm saying as a Celtic fan, I just think overall we're a better team. We have more experienced players in there, more experienced winners in there, and there's players in there that have done it against them time and time again. So my starting lineup tomorrow, this is my starting lineup. I know a few of you are going to question the midfield, the defence. Look, Carter Vickers is out. As we know, he's out for the next two games. So he won't be available for tomorrow. He won't be available for the St. Mirren game. So he'll be back after the winter break against Bucky Thistle. So this is the starting lineup. Joe Hart in goal. I'm sick of talking about Joe Hart and Benjamin Seacrest and Scott Bain. He's going to stick with Hart, and that's the end of it. What I'm expecting Joe Hart tomorrow is, as I repeat myself time and time again on this channel, is distribution of the ball, c- controlling his box, and make sure that he's not vulnerable for set pieces. Like, for example, the set piece we gave away against Hearts. Like, that free kick against Hearts as well. He could have saved that, went to the far right corner, and, I expect better from Joe Hart. And he has pulled off some cracking saves in Glasgow derbies over the last 2.5 years. So expecting a massive game out of Joe tomorrow. Massive game against the whole squad. Alistair Johnston, very hot and cold since he got that injury in the summer. He's starting to get back into the swing of things. I look, Alistair, he made his debut against them back in January, the 2-all game, and I expect big things for Alistair tomorrow. Greg Taylor. I think Greg Taylor's going to have a man of the match performance tomorrow. I just have this feeling about Greg Taylor. He's played against him many a times for Kilmarnock, for Celtic. He's been on the winning side, he's been on the losing side. He knows how big this fixture is. Obviously, going through their youth system and then going to Killy and then signing for us. So, Taylor, I think he's going to have a good game up that flank, big time. Scales, you can't drop Scales. He's been playing absolutely out of this world. I think he's been a surprise package this season. With Carter Vickers being out, you have the option of Larga Bielke, Naroski. We haven't seen much of Naroski. So I'm going to go with Welch. I think Welch has been thrown in the deep end a couple of times this season and he's strayed from it. So Welch is in there. Iwate, there's no indication of what's going on with him yet. So Conor McGregor will sit in that position, the regular position he sits in. He's more effective up front, as we know, but let's go for Conor McGregor and the holding position. What I mean up front is more of attacking midfield. Rio Atate I'll put back in. I know he hasn't played football since October. We have Bernardo there that scored against Dundee. Some people might say I wouldn't drop Bernardo. I keep Bernardo in there. Rio could be rusty. I think Rio knows the fixture. He knows the importance. If we get a half out Rio, we could switch around, bring Bernardo on or David Turnbull on, or maybe bring Turnbull on for Matt O'Reilly if the legs are getting tired. This is going to be a midfield battle where you need to win. At the end of the day, they're going to be trying to win set pieces, 30 or 40-yard balls into the box to, test Celtic. I'd go with Palm on the right wing. Look, wingers have to adapt sometimes. It's different to play on the opposite flank, and I think Deza Maeda needs to play on the left, especially against Tavernier. Tavernier is one of their danger points. Look at what he's done against us last season. Scored 2 goals against us last season. So I would go with Maeda on the left. I think he's quite effective on the left, and then Kyogo up front. Kyogo scored against them 6 times. So 6 times, 6 big moments. Why not? The bench, you could have James Forrest, you could have David Turnbull, you could have Bernardo, you could have Yang on the bench, Home, Ralston, Lagerbielke, Naroski. There's no point in me putting a bench up because it's very unpredictable with Rodgers. At the end of the day, we need to go out there and product the best performance we can. We cannot afford to drop points to them at home. If we drop points with them at home, worry will kick in after Christmas, well, not after Christmas, in the new year, worry will kick in, and you'll say to yourself, well, okay, we have 2 derbies left. Momentum's with them. We keep playing the way we're playing the season, being hot and cold. The league's going to be lost. And this is the way we win the league. It's these big games. You don't want to go down to last game of the season when there's a helicopter involved for a title. You want to go out there in front of your fans. There's no reason not to win it. On paper, with a stronger team, on form, we should be the stronger team, but they haven't lost on the Clemente yet. So let's get it together. My final prediction on the game, I'm going to go 2-1 Celtic. I think Rangers will score early against us. I think the set piece is my biggest concern. I don't think it will be a penalty award to them. Nick Clancy is the referee tomorrow. Willie Collum is going to be in the VAR room. And I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to fancy Liel Abad to come off the bench and score. And I'm going to fancy Koyogo as well. So 2-1 tomorrow for Celtic. Let us know in the comments below. I shall speak to you all soon. Hail, hail, enjoy the game. All the best.